Good afternoon, parents. This is a mini webinar about how to assist you going through Webex and ClassDojo through a computer and through your phone. So first, we're going to go through the computer way that you would get to Webex. So it's me, Miss Brach, I'm a pre-K 3 teacher, and then Miss Perry, she's a pre-K 4 teacher.
Hello.
So we're going to start. First, we're going to show how you would go through the computer through ClassDojo. So Miss Perry's going to share her screen now. Okay, so this is what ClassDojo would look like if you were a parent. So there's 3 ways that you can find a link from ClassDojo. So you could do a class event, which is on the computer, will be on the side. So if you scroll down, if your teacher created an event, it would be right here. So you would click on the events. And then once you're in the event, there's a link at the bottom. You could just click on it, and then on top of it, it says the password and the meeting number in case you need it. But if you click on the link and you already have it downloaded on your computer and you have a login, it should take you right directly to the meeting. But if not, you could always enter the number and then the password. The second way you can find it is on the teacher's story. So if you go back and then you go back to where it says home, and then you look, your teacher's story will be right in front of you. Your teacher can post the link in the story before the meeting. So if you go down, you could look for your teacher's link. It'll be blended in between when they post other things as well. So there for Miss Acasio, she has it right posted in the story, again, where you could just click directly into the meeting. And then she also has the meeting number and the password. So right there, you would click on it. And the events are also, right after a teacher creates it, would be in the story as well. And then the third way is when you can get it through a private message. So private messaging is usually on the computer, is like right on the top. And then you would click on, if you have multiple kids, you would click on the one child's teacher. So right there. And then you would click right on the meeting link in the messaging as well. So right now we're going to click on it, and it's going to take you right to Webex. And if you don't have the desktop and you didn't download it, you can actually go from the browser.
So because we clicked cancel, and I'm going to go in through the browser, I'm just going to go down to the bottom and join from your browser instead of downloading. It's going to ask you to log in. So I'm going to log in. And then click join meeting. As you're joining the meeting, you will see these 2 red circles at the bottom. If they're both red, it means that your video is off and your sound is off. When you first join the meeting, you want both of them to be off. And then you just click join meeting. It's going to take a second to connect. And then I'm in the meeting. Now we're in the meeting, and it just shows, it looks like I'm gonna be the only one in the meeting, and Miss Bradshaw is already in there. So now I'm gonna go to the bottom. If I want to chat, I will just click this little circle at the bottom, and it will bring up the chat if you want to chat with everyone. But now that I'm in the meeting, I'm going to turn my camera on, and it's the second round button at the bottom. It's red now, but when I press it, you'll notice it will turn gray. And my picture should appear at the bottom. But because it doesn't and something else is there, I need to check my settings. So if you run into this problem and you can't see yourself when you turn on your camera, you will click this circle down here with the 3 dots, and then click speaker, microphone, and camera. Go down to where it says camera and use this little down button, and you choose your camera. You might have multiple options, but choose the one that shows your picture. And then you can just exit out. This is also the area where you will go if your sound is not working. So here I can change where my sound is coming from. I'm using headphones, so I chose the headphones. But if not, you can just choose your speakers. So when I want to turn my sound on, I also want to turn this first button at the bottom gray. So I'm going to click that now, and now I'm unmuted. So I will have, both of these are gray now. So, but I'm going to turn it off so we don't have feedback. Okay, so now it's red again, so my sound is off. Sometimes your teacher will mute everyone and she will say unmute yourself. This is where you would go to mute yourself, okay? Did I miss anything, Ms. Bradshaw?
Yes, also, for example, if you have video and you could see yourself, but you can't, you're having technical difficulties with the sound, you could also call in through a phone. So like sometimes if you don't have enough memory, or if you're getting a lot of kickback and you can't hear and it's like echoing, you could choose another option for your audio. So you'd go back down to the button with the 3 dots, and then you could pick the audio connection, which is like the little phone, and then you could pick call in. And if you do that option, it'll give you like a prompting where you'd actually do it on your phone. So that's another way, if your computer audio isn't working, or it keeps like rotating and thinking and saying you don't have enough memory, you could call in. That way we can hear and see you at the same time.
Yes, so you'll be, and when using this feature, you will be looking on the computer to see the video of what the teacher is doing, but you will be listening on your phone. And it should work simultaneously. There might be some delay between the two, but it's usually not too bad. You should be able to hear and see using this option. So we're just gonna close this out. I think that's it. So now I'm going to end the meeting. So when Ms. Bradshaw's meeting is over, or the teacher's meeting is over, you want to exit. And usually the teacher will end the meeting, but say she's doing something else and you want to leave the meeting, that is when you would go back to the bottom and you'll see the red X. You click the red X and it will prompt you to leave meeting, and you can just leave the meeting. You can also use this feature if you want to just leave and come back. Then you would just sign back in and you would come back into the classroom. So we're going to click meeting right now, leave meeting right now. So I'm leaving the meeting, and now the meeting is over. So I don't need to share the screen anymore. Okay, so that's how you use Webex on the computer. It's more straightforward on the computer. We do recommend using a computer to do it. It's the easiest, but if you have a tablet like most people do, it's also easy on the tablet. So now we are going to move to showing you how to use it on the tablet.
And the tablet and the cell phone is usually pretty similar. So the way you would view it on the tablet is the same way you would view it on if you only were using a cell phone, which you could do if you didn't have either or.
Okay, so now I'm going to start sharing what it looks like when you are on a tablet. Hold on, I just need to change host here. There. Okay. In a minute here, you will see my tablet screen, and I'm using my tablet to log in. So if you use a tablet, this is an iPad, it would look very similar to this. And I am going to just look for my ClassDojo app. It's right here. I'm gonna click on ClassDojo. And ClassDojo looks a little bit different on the phone or tablet than it does on the computer. The event will be at the top, and you can click on events and you will see the live classroom link there. But if your teacher posts in other places, like in the story, I can just scroll down until I find the link for the meeting. And it's right here, and it'll have the same information that is in the events. Another way your teacher will post will be in messages, which will be at the bottom. It's like a little toolbar down here. It'll be at the bottom and you click messages. And then like Ms. Bradshaw said earlier, if you have multiple kids, you just choose the teacher you're looking for. So I'm gonna click Ms. Bradshaw, and then I'm gonna click her link to her Webex meeting. Now I'm on my tablet and I don't have Webex download. So we're gonna actually show you how to download Webex. So I'm gonna click download. Any tablet or phone will prompt you to download it, and then you just download it. You just click download. I'm gonna click download here. It usually says download, but it has a little, just an arrow. So it usually takes a second. So once it's downloaded, you just open it and accept. It's gonna ask you to accept all of the permissions. And now this is where you wanna type in your child's name. If you have multiple children, you can type just the parent's name, or you can choose to type the child's name. I'm just gonna type ECS South. And then you need to put in your email address. So I'm gonna put in my email address. So this is not creating an account, it's just prompting you to log in. It's just prompting you to submit a name, not log in, because it's not an account at this point. Join. So now it's going to connect, and this is where you need the password. And Ms. Bradshaw, can you give me your password?
Room 242.
So here
sometimes your teacher might have a long password. Before you consider logging in, I would just write the password down, because if you have to go back out to get back in, it might log you out. So I would try to do that. Write the password down.
It says it's an incorrect password. Did I click on the right meeting?
I think so, yeah. Let me see. Yeah, let me check the meeting. Room
so here,
it's a capital R. Capital R.
So here's a prime example of why you do need to write down the password. I did not write the password down, so I'm running into a little technical issues here. So before you click any of these things, you would want to write down the password on a piece of paper before you click the link. So I'm going to type in the correct password now and click OK. Now here it's asking me, would I like to access the microphone? And you want to push OK. If you do not push OK, the teacher will not be able to hear you. So what usually happens is parents or other participants will choose don't allow. And when you choose don't allow, you won't be able to speak during the meeting. So we want to push OK. It's also going to ask you if you want to use your camera. You also want to click OK. You can turn your camera on and off, but we want to click OK just in case we want to use our camera. So we're going to click OK.
And also, if you could have your camera, it is much better, because it's much easier to teach and for the kids to see and the teacher to see you. So unless there's a real reason why you can't have the camera on, I would suggest always having it on, because it's much easier to teach during a lesson and for the kids to actually learn too, because we could all see each other.
Okay, so now I'm in Ms. Bradshaw's meeting. And as you can see from when we did it on the computer, my dots are red. So, and I want them to stay red until I'm actually completely into the meeting. So I'm just going to click join. And it's connecting. So now it's connecting. and I'm going to, it's showing me little things I can do, like change audio connection. If you're new to Webex and this is your first time downloading and using it, I would definitely read these before pushing OK. So I'm just going to push OK. Now I'm going to turn on my video so Ms. Bradshaw can see me. So I'm going to click the second gray button at the bottom. And that's going to turn on my video. It's asking me if I want to start my video, and I'm going to push start video. And now I can see myself at the bottom. Ms. Bradshaw has her video off, which is fine, but normally the teacher will have their video on. Now that you have your video on, you can stay muted until the teacher asks you a question or you need to speak. But when you need to use your audio, you want to turn this red button gray. So we're going to click that now for a little sound. You may hear some feedback, but I'm going to click it to show you what all the options will look like. When your sound is on and your video is on, you will have all gray buttons except for the red X. Okay, this will tell you you're in the classroom, your sound is on, and your video is on. Now, the teacher may mute you at some point, and you will know she muted you because sometimes she'll say, or you will see at the bottom that your circle will become red again. And then you just unmute yourself when you want to speak. So now that we're in the meet, go ahead, Ms. Bradshaw.
Also, if you're having difficulty too, it's the same thing like on the computer, those dots will also give you a lot of options for your settings. If you wanted to change different things, you can do that. The same thing like is on the computer.
This gives you, now I'm on an iPad, but every tablet device will look a little different. But what won't look different are these dots. You will always have these dots no matter if you're on a tablet or a phone or a computer. So when you're having technical difficulties with your camera and your sound, you just need to go to the gray dot with the 3 buttons. And that is usually where you can find all the settings to figure out what's wrong. So that's where you want to go when something's not working. Another little feature is when you're on a tablet and you're in a classroom with 3 or more children, you might want to see all the children. So what you want to do is you want to find at the top, there's going to be a circle in the corner. If you can look in the corner, you will see a circle with 4 circle or square-like images, and you click that. And now you will be able to see everyone who's in the meeting. So it's 2 people in this meeting, so I only see 2. But if there was more than 2 people, you would see many, many squares right here of all the people in the meeting. This will allow you to see all the kids who are speaking, and this will also allow you to see the teacher when she's speaking. If you just want to see the teacher, then you can just click on the teacher. But if not, then you need to click, it's called the gallery button. That button that I pushed is the gallery button. So when I click the button again, it takes me back to the to the host, which is Ms. Bradshaw. When I click the gallery button, it's going to take me to multiple people. I'm just going to unclick that. So now at the end of class, Ms. Bradshaw, did I miss anything that we want to tell them before I exit this class?
No, I just wanted to show them on the phone, it's a little different for the gallery view. Okay, so the phone, there is no buttons. You just got to move your actual phone.
Okay, so I'm going to unshare the screen so you can show them on your phone what to do. Okay.
So I have the meeting on my phone. So right now it would be just the teacher version or the main speaker. But if you wanted to see like all the kids on the phone, you can only see 4 people at a time. But I would flip it like this. And then it changes to gallery view. So on the computer or tablet, you actually have to click it, but on the phone, you would just rotate your phone. And let's say there was more people, like more than 4 people in the meeting, like say 8 people, you would just swipe the screen back and forth, and then your kid could see the kids, but you can only see 4 at a time. So this would be like the speaker view. And then if you want to see all the children, you would do the gallery view. So it's a little different. There is no like buttons, you just rotate the phone.
Okay. So now I'm going to exit the meeting. I'm going to share my screen again. We'll just take a second. So I'm going to exit the meeting. What's going on here? I'm gonna go to Webex. Okay, so now I'm in the meeting with Ms. Bradshaw still, and I want to exit the meeting. Like we said before, you may just want to leave or and come back, or the meeting is done. And Ms. Bradshaw may be doing something else or talking to another parent. So you want to you want to go, like I said, to the bottom of the screen with the circles. That's where you always want to go when you want to use a function. It's always going to be at the bottom with those gray circles. So I'm going to click this X, which is always red. So you want to click that. It's going to prompt you to leave meeting, and you click leave meeting. And now I am out of the meeting. Hope you enjoyed. I don't want to read this. I'm just going to say no thanks. Now, when we first downloaded the app, it was on this page. And I did not sign in. I just joined the meeting, which I had to put all the information in. I just put the meeting number in. But if you wanted to create an account, you could click sign up. And it's going to be right under sign in, and this little blue thing right there. And then it's free. You don't need a credit card, as it says. Let's try to click this off. And then you would just type in an email address, and it would prompt you and continue signing up just like you would for any other app. It's really easy. By signing up, it's a little easier because you can always just quickly sign in, and you don't always have to put in all the information if the teacher has linked your meeting to your email address. But most of the time you will still have to put in the password. But signing up makes it easier. But like I said, you don't need an account. It is optional. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Ms. Bradshaw, is there anything else you think they need to know?
No, that's it. It's pretty simple. And also, if you do have any issues, you could always contact your classroom teacher because they might do it a little differently. But usually that's the 3 ways that you would get into a meeting, or maybe you get an email, which is the same thing. You would just click on the email link and it would take you directly to the app on the tablet or on the computer.
Okay, guys, that basically ends our little training / webinar for ClassDojo and Webex. Thank you for joining us, and goodbye.
Goodbye.